You're getting a live look into Goodyear Baseball Park. We're in Goodyear, Arizona, and we're getting set for the 2012 MSBL World Series. You're getting a look at the regional Red Sox and a little bit of pregame. They're getting set to warm up from the winter home of the Reds and the Indians. As APN Sports welcomes you into Goodyear Baseball Park, and today the regional Red Sox out of Indiana take on the Chicago North Cubs. It's a beautiful day for baseball. Temperatures in the mid to high 80s. It should be a great afternoon. The regional Red Sox will be appearing on APN in the first two games here today. As you get a look at Jason Lamberton, who is the manager of the Red Sox, and he's hoping that they can bounce back after an 8-7 loss where they gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 9th inning to the Dallas Reds. But the Red Sox team that's got a great attitude coming in. They feel like this is their first time out, that this is going to be a great experience, and hopefully both teams here will have a lot of fun today. As you get a look at some of the stars for the Red Sox here at Goodyear Ballpark, which opened in 2009 for the Cleveland Indians, and then the Cincinnati Reds joined them a year later in 2010. We're expecting a good pitching matchup. You just saw Jeff Morris loosening up, and it'll be Ted Nishanecki pitching today for the Chicago North Cubs as the two managers come out, talk things over. Tony Nishanecki is the manager of the Chicago North Cubs, and as I mentioned, Jason Lamberton. And ironically, both managers are the 2-hole hitters in the respective lineup. So the Red Sox have taken the field here at Goodyear Ballpark. You're getting a look at the right-handed veteran, Jeff Morris, hoping to keep a pretty potent lineup. The Chicago North Cubs, they come in here with a record of 1-1, and the first pitch of the contest is in there for a called strike, and this game is underway. Dennis Weiner will start things off, starting second baseman. The 0-1 pitch is a letter-high fastball, and it's quickly 0-2 on Dennis Weiner. He'll be followed by the manager and then Sabrario. Here's a ball hit out into center field and playable on one hop. Lamberton could not get up there and make the play, and that's going to fall in for a base hit, and the Chicago North Cubs are off and running here in this 35 and over Central Division Aluminum Bat League. And now Tony Nishanecki will bat, the manager. Let's see if they play small ball here. Will he be bunting or swinging away? He takes the first pitch, and it's a called strike, 0-1. The Cubs come in here by way of record of 1-1, a 7-6 victory over the Dallas Reds. That was the team that the Red Sox played yesterday, as that missed outside 1 ball, 1 strike. So if you look at the common opponents, the Red Sox losing 8-7 and the Cubs winning 7-6 over the same team, you would kind of factor that this may be a 1 or 2 run ball game here today. What? 2 balls and 1 strike, and here's a roller to the right side, fielded there by Martin on the Gentry, on to first, and that's a double play. A 4-6-3 double play, and a nice job and a quick turn down there by Martin and getting it over to Toby Gentry at shortstop. 2 down, and the third place hitter is Mark Sabrario. Sabrario getting the start at shortstop, and he bounces to the shortstop. Gentry's got it. The long throw across the infield in time, and the side is retired. No runs, 1 hit, nobody left on. We played a half. It's the Chicago North Cubs, nothing. Regional Red Sox coming to the plate. And you're watching the 2012 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. Ted Nishanecki, left-hander. He's getting the start here today for the Chicago North Cubs as we go to the bottom of the first inning, and the first pitch is grounded into left field, a base hit by Nate McMillan, one of the top leadoff hitters in this 35 Central Division. So he went after the first pitch and grounds one into left field. And now our first look at manager Jason Lamberton. Taking the first pitch high and an easy stolen base as McMillan swipes second. And now a balk is just being called. No pitch. And Nate McMillan representing the go-ahead run here for the Red Sox. He is at third with nobody out. Lamberton out of Portage, Indiana, and runs things over there at Solid Platform. Of course, our game today brought to you by solidplatform.com. The 0-1 and a breaking pitch stays low. 2-0 on Lamberton. Can hit to all fields. Outstanding contact hitter, and probably would be happy just to drive in that run here as he takes a ball out of the strike zone and quickly ahead in the count at 3-0. Curveball gets in there, 3-1. A gorgeous day for baseball. The first of two here on APN Sports. The 3-1 offering, and it's high, ball 4. And the regional Red Sox out of the state of Indiana has put their first two batters aboard for shortstop Toby Gentry. Nishineki facing his first left-handed hitter in the lineup here for the regional Red Sox. And there goes Lamberton down to second. He's going to make it, and here's a double steal attempt, and the lead runner is gunned down at the plate. A little surprised that they had a double steal going on, especially with nobody out. Lamberton will be credited with a stolen base at second, but McMillan is going to be credited with a caught stealing, and now you got a runner at second and one out. And the called strike. The 2012 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. And for more information about our services, you can go to the MSBL World Series page at our website, apnvideo.com. There's a swing and a squib ground ball up the third baseline, and that's a foul ball. Jimenez patrolling down there at third. He's got a pretty good glove. Sobrero at shortstop. And a close-up look at Toby Gentry. No score. We're in the bottom half of the first inning. The Red Sox with a mild threat, and strike 3 called and out number 2. That is the first punch out for Nishineki. 2 down in the inning, and here is Mike Adams. First pitch to the Red Sox cleanup hitter is an off-speed pitch. He was way out in front, and it's 0-1. Nothing in 2, the count on the cleanup hitter, Mike Adams. The left-hander bringing it plateward, and he rolls one to the shortstop. And Mark is there and throws on to first, and the inning is over. No runs, a hit, 1 left. After 1 inning of play from Goodyear Ballpark, the winter home of the Cleveland Indians and the Cincinnati Reds, it's the Cubs nothing and the Red Sox likewise. It'll be George Jimenez to face Jeff Morris, starting pitcher in his second inning of work for the Red Sox. Jimenez is a pretty solid defensive third baseman. Don't know a whole lot about them statistically at the plate. And the first pitch, a breaking ball called strike, and it's 0-1. He'll be followed by Oscar Samano and Ted Nishineki. Another breaking ball, and he takes it opposite field, a base hit, a good piece of hitting. And the second hit of the day for the Chicago North Cubs. So with a runner at first, nobody out, here's the catcher, Oscar Samano. First pitch outside, ball 1. He sends one into the air. That's going to be right at the shortstop, and Gentry's got it. And he's got the put out here for out number 1. So a runner still at first base. And now the batter is going to be Ted Nishinecki. And the fastball high and away, ball 1. The Chicago North Cubs, we mentioned a victory in their first game of the tournament, 7-6 over the Dallas Reds, but lost in the second game they played yesterday, 9-5 to the Gators, which is the team that the regional Red Sox will play here next. Getting 2 games in the stadium. They're always very fortunate to do so. And a ground ball, shortstop's got 2 written all over it. Gentry to the bag for 1, on to first. A double play, their second in 2 innings, and the inning is complete. As we go to the bottom half of the second inning, no score from Goodyear Ballpark. It's the Red Sox and the Cubs on APN Sports. Brad Martin will start things up, bottom half of the second inning, and he hits a line drive, flared by the shortstop. Sobrero throwing on to first, and he got his man. An outstanding job as he ranged to his left, fielded the big hop, and threw perfectly on to first base. And the Red Sox have their first out. So now the right-handed hitting and hard hitting Luther Bowen coming up there. First pitch to him is taken high for ball 1. Bowen batting for the first time. We're in the second, no score. The pitch. And a smash backhanded by the third baseman, and he will not have a play, and that's going to be ruled a base hit. So Bowen is aboard with 1 out, and that'll bring up Dave Zane, an outstanding hitter. I think the regional Red Sox are coming down with only, I want to say they only have 11 or 12 on the roster. So normally you play down here, they have 11 on the roster. That's playing a little shorthanded. Here's a ball hammered out into right field, but it is playable. And the catch is made by Rivera, and there's 2 down. Bottom half of the second inning, Chicago and the regional Red Sox out of Indiana, scoreless tie. And that's going to bring up the hard-hitting Chad DeZerba. Runner at first with 2 out. We're in the bottom half of the second inning. Throw over to first. The runner is back in. There's a left-hander against a left-hander, delivering and missing ball 1. Runner at first base, 2 out. Home half of the second, no score. And a quick throw over to first, the runner back safely. Red Sox come in with a record of 0-1, while the Chicago North Cubs, a visiting team in this game, comes in with a record of 1-1. 35 and over, Central Division play, aluminum bat. And here's a ball squibbed off the end of the bat. Third baseman's got it, looks to second, throws on to first. He got him. And the second inning is in the books. A 5-3 putout taken care of by Jimenez. We have played 2 innings from Goodyear Ballpark, and we are still scoreless. And we had a chance to talk to Mr. Lamberton before the game.
This year's team definitely, not only are we excited to be here, but a lot of times when we put a team together, kind of look at the different players and what we have to offer, not only to each other, but what we can do inside this tournament. So coming from Northwest Indiana and putting together the all-star team of the region, that something that not only we expect to compete, but we also expect to win. Kind of put a lot on ourselves to drive and get what we need to do on the field and kind of support each other when we come off and say, hey, you just got to keep pushing. So real excited to be here.
And talk about the pitching this week. You've still got 4 games after this, and how does that pitching line up?
We've got 2 strong starters today. The first one, Jeff Morris, he's pitched for us basically all year. He's our workhorse, and he's definitely going to go deep into the game. We have high expectations for Jeff. And then the second gentleman, Joe Nixix, he's definitely another strong pitcher. He's going to go in the second game of the doubleheader. We've got 2 strong people in the bullpen if we need to, but like I said, we have pretty good expectations from our starters today.
Comments from Jason Lamberton, the manager of the Regional Red Sox, who was kind enough to spend a few moments with us before the game. We're heading now to the top of the 3rd inning. The Chicago North Cubs will be sending up Bill Abrams, who played in, I believe it was week 1 of the tournament. I think he's been out here for all 3 weeks. And he's 1 ball and 1 strike against Jeff Morris, the starting pitcher for the Red Sox, in his 3rd inning of work. We're in the top of the 3rd inning, a scoreless tie. Pretty good start to this one. And he swings and puts a charge into one, deep left field, and racing over and easily making the catch is Phil Askew, 1 down. So a nice play by Askew into the gap in left center field. A long fly out from Abrams, just a loud out, and here's Steve Rivera. And Rivera takes a high fastball, ball 1. Both teams with 2 hits. And another drive and another opportunity for Askew. Backpedaling near the track. He's got it. Fine play there by Phil Askew on his 2nd consecutive very nice play. That one traveled a little further than Abrams. 2 down here in the inning, and the batter is DJ McQuillan. First pitch to McQuillan, and he skies one back and out of play. It's 0-1. 2 down here in the top half of the 3rd inning. The 2012 MSBL World Series marks the 25th anniversary of baseball's largest amateur tournament. Changeup is high. 1 ball and 1 strike on the final hitter as the Cubs are batting 9 while the Red Sox are batting all 11. Here's a bouncing ball, 3rd base side, and rolling foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes on DJ McQuillan. And a ball hit down the right field line. Well, it's going to go into the seats. Almost like a Fenway Park here with the way you got that the way it's designed down both the left and right field line. And in the air, right field, a routine play, and the side has been retired. A couple of 3 fly ball outs. And at the end of 2.5, the Chicago North Cubs and the Regional Red Sox from Indiana. A pitcher's duel, no score. Goodyear Ballpark. Of course, congratulations to Barry Larkin. His sign's out there in left center field. Going into baseball's Hall of Fame this year as Phil Askew will start things off. He'll be followed by Jeff Morris, the pitcher, and Luther Bowen. If the Red Sox are indeed batting more than 9. Otherwise, Askew will be the 9th hitter in the lineup. Bill with a couple of fine defensive plays in the top half of this 3rd inning, and he goes after a high pitch and finds himself in a hole here at 0-2. Scoreless tie, bottom half of the 3rd inning. Indiana batting here in the bottom half of the 3rd, and the fastball by Nishineki is left upstairs for 1 ball, 2 strikes. Ted looks in for the sign, and the left-hander deals, and it's fouled straight back into your living room. You could see the seams on the baseball as it lined right back towards the camera. 1 ball, 2 strikes. He got under that one and lifts it foul, and it's going to reach the seats out of play. So again, a 1 ball, 2 strike count on a hard-hitting right-handed hitter. Nishineki got him with a pitch that was away and maybe out of the strike zone. His 2nd strikeout of the day. And with 1 down, let's see who's coming up here next. And it will, in fact, be Jeff Morris, today's starting pitcher for the Red Sox. 3 scoreless innings on the mound. trying to get something going here as he takes the first pitch low, ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Bottom half of the 3rd inning. Chicago nothing, Indiana likewise. Nishineki delivers the 1-0 pitch. Morris takes high and away. 2 balls and nothing. And he missed inside, 3-0. Ready with the next pitch. And ball 4. He walked Jeff Morris on 4 straight. So Morris is aboard, a 1-out runner. The Red Sox have had a runner in each of the first 3 innings. They've had 4 total base runners, 2 walks, 2 hits. Askew will courtesy run, and we go back to the top of the lineup here in Nate McMillan. So they are batting 10. McMillan, a leadoff single, stole second, but got a little too greedy in that first inning when Lamberton, who reached on a walk the next at bat, attempted to steal second base, which he did successfully. Well, McMillan tried to come in on the throw to second, as Askew is going to easily steal second base here. That is the 3rd steal of the day for the Red Sox on offense, and he is in scoring position with 1 out for Nate McMillan. And a good stop there by Samano, the catcher. Bottom half of the 3rd inning, the go-ahead run, in scoring position at second base. Right now, Nishineki has, even if it's just temporarily, he has lost a little bit of his control or command, and he has just walked the 2nd consecutive hitter, his 3rd walk of the game, and they are at first and second. And now Jason Lamberton can do some damage here and try to get his team up on the board first in a scoreless tie, bottom half of the 3rd inning. And the first pitch is low. So Nishineki struggling here in the bottom half of the 3rd inning, a couple of walks. First and second occupied with 1 out and a scoreless tie, and Lamberton up there for the 2nd time. He walked his first time up. Here's a throw down to second, and the throw not in time. But the count is 2 balls and nothing on Lamberton. I would imagine he's taken all the way here. And a strike called that paints the black. A beautiful pitch. 2-1. Left-hander on the mound. Pivotal game for both teams in talking about playoff positioning. Swing and a miss. Lamberton a good cut, but pitch that may have been a little high, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. Of course, the Red Sox can ill afford to go down to an 0-2 record, while the Cubs can ill afford to go to 1-2. 2-1, that definitely sets you up for the second half of round-robin play, where maybe 3 wins could get you into a playoff situation. That one is off the fist, but Lamberton doing a fine job of protecting up there. And the 2-2 pitch on its way is grounded to third, fielded by Jimenez, steps on the bag for 1, throw it on the first, and it's not in time. So a fielder's choice. That goes 5 unassisted. They'll be at first and second with 2 out, and here's the shortstop, Toby Gentry. Gentry was caught looking back in the first inning on a 3rd strike, and is going to try to get a 2-out hit here in the 3rd inning. No score with first and second, 2 out. And this ball bounces away from the catcher, allowing both runners to move up 90 feet and both runners in scoring position. 1 ball and nothing on Toby Gentry, and he swings and skies one on the infield. Foul territory. Jimenez near the dugout, third base side, and makes the running catch, and that'll end the inning. Good catch by Jimenez, the third baseman for the Chicago North Cubs. And from Goodyear, we head to the 4th inning in the 2012 MSBL World Series, a scoreless tie between Chicago and Indiana. Dennis Weiner, the leadoff hitter for the Cubs. He is 1 for 1. He has 1 of the 2 hits and takes a first pitch strike. 4th inning of work for Jeff Morris, I should say. Jeff Lowry here from Goodyear Ballpark. Winter home of the Cubs. A ball and a strike on the right-handed leadoff hitter for the Cubs. Getting the start at second base today. And a ground ball that's going to find left field. A seeing eye single, and Dennis is 2 for 2. They'll bring up the manager of the Cubs. Tony grounded into a 4-6-3 double play his first time up. And as he did in the first, here in this third inning, Tony comes up there with a runner at first and nobody out. No score, top half of the fourth inning. Morris 1-0 pitching to the left-handed hitter, and he missed inside 2-0. Well, Jeff Morris has had the benefit of 2 double play balls in this game through the first 3+ innings. Prior to Weiner, he had set down 5 in a row. 2-1. Changeup. Boy, that's a great pitch to steal on, and the throw a lot closer than it should have been, and a stolen base for Dennis Weiner. That is the first theft of the day here on the base paths for the North Cubbies. And a little squibber up the third base line, foul ball. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jeff may be a little distracted by the aircraft flying directly above our heads here at Goodyear Ballpark, the winter home of the Reds and the Indians. Changeup. That one just stayed high, and that's going to run the count full on Tony Nishinecki. Sabrario is on deck, the talented shortstop for the Cubs. 3-2 pitch. And a high, deep fly ball into right field. He hit it a ton, but it's going to hang up there. Should move the runner up as Abrams makes the catch. His second put out of the day. And heading to third is Dennis Weiner. So Tony did his job, moving the runner 90 feet away from home plate. And now you got the shortstop, Mark Sabrario. Takes a fastball high and away, ball 1. No score, top of the fourth. Runner at third with 1 out. Right-hander winds, kicks and fires. And he missed with a fastball, 2-1. Special thanks to Jason Lamberton for setting up today's APN DVD Gamecast. You can watch on the internet anytime you want. Here's a high pop-up, foul territory. Morris, a long run. The catcher can't get there, and I don't know if that ball hit one of the wives down there keeping score or landed just behind her. Yeah, she seems like she's all right. Samano over there, I think, helping out. 2 balls and 1 strike on Sabrario. And a breaking ball, 3 balls and 1 strike. Only 1 out, a runner at third. And cleanup hitter Jimenez, George Jimenez, on deck for Chicago North. Time is called. And the umpire having a few words and a few laughs with starting pitcher Jeff Morris. On a sunsplash morning for baseball, and temperatures in the should top out in the high 80s. I imagine we're probably in the low to mid 80s right now. And that one's left high, ball 4. So that is the first walk issued by Jeff Morris, who's given up 3 hits, no runs, but they are on the corners with 1 out, and here is George Jimenez. Infield not really playing at a traditional double play depth, and nor will they on this play because of the steal by Sabrario, or actually that'll be a defensive indifference, so no stolen base. And the breaking ball missed. 2-0 the count. Fastball missed outside. 2 balls and 1 strike on the cleanup hitter for the North Cubs, George Jimenez, who plays third base, and he takes high, and it's 3-1. The Red Sox and the Cubs on APN Sports. 3-1 offering with 2 on and 1 out, and he swings and lifts one into the seats down the right field line, and the count is full. Jeff Morris, inning number 4. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Needs a strikeout here. Setting up on the outside part of the plate, and the ball is driven in the air. Shallow right. Abrams coming in, lining up for a throw to the plate. And he will throw behind the runner. They'll concede the run. It's a sacrifice fly, and the Cubs draw first blood here in the 4th and lead it 1-0 on a sacrifice fly by third baseman George Jimenez. So smart play by Abrams out in right field. Scoring is Dennis Weiner. Sabrerio stays at second, 2 down, and here's the catcher, Oscar Samano. Popped up to the shortstop, his first and only time up back in the 2nd inning. 2 balls and no strikes as the fastball missed off the outside part of the plate. One nothing lead for the Cubs, looking for more with a runner at second and 2 out. And Jeff Morris's pitch skips away from McMillan and fortunately did not allow the runner to move up to third base. Good try, good effort by Nate McMillan. No, this is not the former point guard of the Seattle Supersonics or head coaching, I think, with the Portland Trailblazers. A check swing on Oscar Zamano. And he got under that one, but that's going to be out of play. Full count on the Chicago North catcher. And he struck him out swinging to retire the side. First strikeout of the day for Jeff Morris, and it couldn't have come at a better time. A run scores in the inning, and the Cubs lead the Red Sox 1-0. You're watching the 25th annual MSBL World Series from Goodyear Ballpark. Jeff Lowry with APN Sports. Glad you could join us. First pitch high, ball 1 to Mike Adams. Grounded to shortstop, his first and only time up. That was in the 1st inning. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. 84 degrees, our game time temperature in Goodyear, Arizona. Winter home of the Reds and the Indians, Goodyear Ballpark, and that one bounces up there. 3-0. Well, 2 of the first 3 innings for the regional Red Sox, they've had their opportunities. They had 2 on and nobody out as Abrams walks on 4 straight to start the 4th inning. But back in the 1st, they had runners at 1st and 3rd and nobody out and couldn't push the run across. And with 1 out, they had runners at 1st and 2nd and could not score as Martin comes to the plate, and he is 0 for 1. He squares the bunt and takes inside ball 1. We mentioned the command issues last inning for Ted Nishanecki. And he starts this inning off with a walk, and now the ball gets away from the catcher. A late break by the runner, and the throw down to second is not quite in time, though a close one. And that's going to be a pass ball, or check that, a wild pitch. No stolen base there. Hopefully Mike Adams is going to be okay. I think earlier I said Abrams was in right field. I meant to say Adams. And that's ball 4. I just noticed that. So my apologies to Mike Adams. He's done a nice job out there in right field for the Red Sox. Well, here's Chad batting for the 2nd time. That's all for the starting pitcher, Nishanecki. He has walked 4 batters over the last inning plus. He will move over to first base. And the new pitcher is going to be brother Tony Nyshinecki, who is moving from first base to the pitcher's mound. So Ted goes 3+ innings. He goes, 3+ innings, gives up 3 hits. But the big key here, a total of 5 walks. And he just lost his command last inning and was very fortunate to get out of it unscathed. So the Red Sox with a golden opportunity to do some damage here and squaring the bunt and taking a strike. Here's a throwdown, and now they got the runner hung up. And now all they got to do is tag him out, and that is a base running mistake that has just hurt the Red Sox as Martin picked off at first base. Here's a fly ball that's out of play. Well, this is Luther Bowen. Luther Bowen batting and grounding one to short, and they're going to throw this runner out, the lead runner. So 2 base running mistakes here by the Red Sox, very uncharacteristic of this team. And they may have just ran themselves out of what could have been a big inning. So Adams is going to be a courtesy run at first base for Bowen. Adams, the right fielder, not Abrams, Adams. And here's Dave Zane. And he wallops one into left field, but it hung up there. And the catch is made by Abrams to retire the side. We have played 4. It's Chicago North 1, the regional Red Sox nothing. This is the 2012 MSBL World Series on APN Sports. So Jeff heads out to inning number 5 with the Cubs leading 1-0. Martin, who got picked off, and then the lead runner getting gunned down at third base. Kind of mistakes you seem to get magnified when you're playing in a World Series. Well, here's Ted Nyshinecki. And a laser beam down the left field line, and that's going to rattle into the corner. Ted heads for second as Askew comes up with the ball as we try to focus in. There we go. And a leadoff 2-base hit for Ted Nyshinecki. So he is aboard with nobody out. Here's Bill Abrams, the left fielder who flied deep to left field his only time up back in the 3rd. And he's down the count, 0-1. The Cubs lead it 1-0 and looking for more here in the top half of the 5th inning. The pitch. Breaking ball and a strike, and it's 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes on the right-handed hitting Bill Abrams. And that one is way outside, 1-2. A leadoff double by Ted Nyshinecki. He's got a modest lead at second base, and now Morris looks back and walks him back to the second base bag. He'll just stand there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Abrams with that slightly open stance many times indicates that he's pretty much a pull hitter. And he pulls this one down to third. Nice play. They're going to throw to second, try to get him in a rundown, and the ball gets away. And all hands are going to be safe. There'll be an error on, it looks like, the third baseman for dropping the ball. And now they're on the corners, and a 1-0 lead for the Cubs. They got them on the corners with nobody out, and Steve Rivera. And a high pop-up off the bat of Rivera, and it's out of play. One ball and 1 strike. So we're in the top of the 5th inning. Second and third occupied, nobody out against Jeff Morris. 2-1. And obviously, I think in this situation, especially playing in an aluminum bat league, I'm of the mind that you give up an out even if it gives up a run. Because you got to figure this game is not going to stay 1-0, 2-1. These games usually aren't that low scoring. That's ball 4, and now the bases are loaded. So DJ McQuillan, or excuse me, PJ McQuillan will bat with the bases loaded, nobody out. First pitch, hammered foul and out of play, and it's 0-1. He flied to right. His first time up back in the third inning. He's 0 for 1. The right-hander kicks and fires, and a breaking ball way inside, and a nice job by Nate McMillan getting his body in front of that breaking pitch. And so the count on PJ is 1 ball and 1 strike. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. A 1-0 lead for the Cubs, looking for more with the bases loaded and nobody out. And a good fastball by Jeff Morris that paints the outside part of the plate, and it's 1-2. He chops one foul to stay alive. Good breaking ball there by Morris. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Runners take their leads from first, second, and third in the 1-2 pitch. And it's out of the strike zone at 2-2. A long look in from the right-hander, Jeff Morris. The starting pitcher for the regional Red Sox. 2-2 pitch. Lifted in the air and down the line. It's going to get out of play. 345, the dimensions down the left and right field line here at the stadium. 380 to the gap as the breaking pitch stays low, and now the count is full. 3 balls, 2 strikes with nobody out and the bases loaded. 380 to both the left and right center field gaps, and it's 410 to center. Payoff pitch, fouled off again. So far, a battling at bat here for P.J. McQuillan. Jeff Morris needs another strike, and this went off the fist, and he dumps it out into left field. 1 run will score, and they'll have to go station to station, and it's a 2-0 lead on a McQuillan RBI single to left. Scoring is Ted Nishanecki, or his courtesy runner if he had one, and the bases remain loaded. Still nobody out. We go back to the top of the lineup and Dennis Weiner. Weiner is 2 for 2 and scored the game's first run after singling in the 4th inning and then stealing second. He came in on a sac fly by third baseman George Jimenez. He's 1 ball and 1 strike against the starting pitcher for the Red Sox, right-hander Jeff Morris. Top of the 5th inning, 2-0 Chicago North Cubs. 2-1. You see the runners at third, second, and first. And Morris kicks and he deals. And a ground ball to the right side, but it's foul. And the count evens on Dennis Weiner at 2 balls, 2 strikes, trying to extend a perfect day at the plate to better that 2 for 2. And here is the 2-2 pitch. And it's hit in the air to right field. Adams coming on, and he'll make a running catch. He will fire home. The throw comes in, and that's going to hold the runner up on an outstanding play by the Red Sox right fielder. So Mike Adams, at least for the time being, saving a run with a good, strong throw and had good technique there. Now Tony batting for the 3rd time. And he pops one out of play. Hit into a 4-6-3 double play. He's flied to right. Now time called. We're in the top half of the 5th inning. A run is in, but the bases remain loaded. as Morris has a quick discussion with Nate McMillan. Two balls, one strike on the left-handed hitter, the second hitter in the batting order. Of course, Tony's the manager of the team, and he drives one to Lamberton. It's over his head, and he will not make a play on it. A couple of runs are going to score, and now Lamberton having trouble picking up the ball, and 3 runs are going to come in on a long double to center field by Tony. And both Nishanecki brothers have doubled here today, and that will extend the lead to 5-0, as Weiner will be the courtesy runner out there. Abrams, Rivera, and McQuillan all scoring ahead on that 3-run double. So the next batter is the third-place hitter and shortstop, Sabrario, and that is foul down the line, 0-1. He is the 7th batter to come to the plate here in this 5th inning, and a 5-0 lead for Chicago North. Jeff Morris none too happy with the way this 5th inning has transpired. The 0-1 pitch. Breaking ball and another tremendous play by the Red Sox catcher, Nate McMillan. 1 ball, 1 strike with Jimenez, the cleanup hitter on deck for Chicago North. That one just under the knees. 2 balls and 1 strike. Breaking ball, 3-1. Ready with the next offering, and this one's driven into the gap right center field. That's going to fall in for a hit. Another run is going to score. And that will extend the lead to 6-0. RBI hit for Sabrario. Boy, a tough inning here for Jeff Morris, and now you got activity in the Red Sox bullpen. Let's see if he turns around here. And that's going to be number 20, the left-hander Katso. But right now, Jeff Morris needs to get out of this inning. I wonder if they've called upon him. And it looks like they have. So we got a break in the action. Morris goes 4 1/3 inning. He's given up 6 runs. And Katso will be the new pitcher. A break in the action. Goodyear Ballpark. The Chicago North Cubs lead the regional Red Sox out of Indiana 6-0. So the cleanup hitter, George Jimenez, who is singled and hit into a sac fly. He takes ball 1. Plays a pretty good third base in addition to what he's been doing at the plate. 2 balls and no strike as Katso missed upstairs. Well, this Chicago North team, they might be one of the Final Four teams. They're a quality ball club. Couple of doubles from the Nishanecki brothers. Ted started the inning with a leadoff double. Abrams reached on an error. And that's going to be ball 4. And now they are at first and second. Still only 1 out. Rivera walked. McQuillan, an RBI single. Kept the bases loaded. A 3-run double by Tony Nishanecki to center field. Though I guess we probably being a little generous there. And then Sabrario, the shortstop, came up and drove a single to right center field, scoring the 5th run of the inning, and they lead it 6-0. Oscar Samano batting for the third time. Everybody has batted in the Cubs lineup here in this fifth inning. Hammered down the line and just foul. Not by much as Askew chases it down the left field line. 2 strikes on the Cubs backstop. And with runners at first and second, the 2-strike pitch, strike 3 swing, and he got him. So that is Katso's first strikeout, 2 down here in the fifth. And the man who got it going here with a leadoff double, Ted Nishinecki. Today's starting pitcher for the Chicago North Cubs, and he's taken a first pitch called strike. It's 0-1. 6-0 Cubs, top of the fifth inning. 2 out, 2 on. And that one's way outside, evening the count on Nishinecki at 1 ball and 1 strike. Hit into a double play back in the second. Well, they must be twins because they've done everything in unison, Ted and Tony. They both had doubles. They have both hit into double plays, and they have both pitched today as the ball is finally corralled there by the shortstop Gentry, and they go the short route to end the inning. So we head now to the bottom half of the fifth inning. You're watching the 2012 MSBL World Series with the Chicago North Cubs leading 6-0, and the leadoff hitter is Chad DeZerba. He'll be followed by Askew and then Jeff Morris. Chad grounded out 5-3 back in this second inning. Lefty versus lefty, and the pitch is lifted in the air down the left field line. This ball's going to drop in for a base hit. And DeZerba will hold up at first base. So a good start, and now a late break to second, and he is in. Boy, I don't know what happened. There was some miscommunication out in left field, and DeZerba, who kind of hesitated coming around first. I thought he was going to stay put, and he turns a bloop single into a double, and a great way to start off the fifth inning after giving up 5 runs in the top of this inning. And now Askew, who's made a couple of outstanding plays in left field, and he comes up empty-handed. He was a strikeout victim back in the third inning. So the Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the fifth, trailing 6-0. Against the second pitcher of the day, the second, Nishinecki. Of course, Ted started it, and the manager and brother Tony now in there. As Askew just a little tardy on a fastball, and he's down a couple of strikes. Goodyear Ballpark in Goodyear, Arizona, the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds, the oldest professional franchise, and the Cleveland Indians. 2-strike pitch and an excuse me check swing, foul ball out of play. Of course, Askew with the pink armband in the Breast Cancer Awareness Month. I think that's still going on. Fastball taken high. We're in the bottom of the fifth inning. Leadoff hitter Chad DeZerba is at second base, a Texas League double. And Askew skies one down the left side, and it's out of play. Ready with the next 2-strike offering. And it's bounced to the left side, and Askew is running up the pitch total. Boy, good job there by Samana. And that was ball 4. So the first 2 have reached. Now the Red Sox with an opportunity as John Katso, the pitcher, now in there. And at the plate, and he takes a strike. It's 0-1. He walked back in the third. 6-0 Chicago with the Red Sox batting here in the bottom of the fifth inning. And the breaking ball didn't break. It almost got a piece of the regional Red Sox pitcher. That will even the count at 1 ball and 1 strike. Two on, nobody out. Swing and a miss. Big breaking curveball. And it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. You know, you talk about these lefty-lefty situations. It's a tough thing for a left-handed hitter to hit a left-handed pitcher. That's strike 3 called. A blazing fastball that nips the outside corner. That is the first strikeout for Tony Nishineki. And we go back to the top of the lineup. Here's McMillan, who led the game off with a base hit back in the first. He walked in the third. Nishineki spells it N-I-E-Z-Y-N-I-E-C-I-T. Nishineki, excuse me. We're in the 35 and over. That's the age group, Central Division. And you got one of the top players, one of the top hitters in the lineup here for Nate McMillan. Red Sox need some runs, trailing 6-0 here in the bottom of the 5th inning. He was taking all the way. And Nishineki gets the pitch over for a called strike. Needs another one here. And it's hammered to left center field. That's dropping. And that'll produce a run as the runner coming around third and Chad DeZerba will score. The Red Sox are on the board for the first time and they have cut the lead to 6-1. RBI hit for Nate McMillan. As McMillan continues a perfect day at the plate, here's Jason Lamberton. 2 on, 1 out. He goes after the high heat and comes up empty-handed. It's 0-1. Swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. 0-2. Jason's going to have to gear up that bat a little bit more. I think Tony throws a little harder than Ted. 2 on, 1 out, 2-strike pitch, and that one just under the knees. Good eye by Lamberton. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Foul tipped into the catcher's mitt, and that is a strikeout, the second of the inning. The second of the game for Tony, and there's 2 down, and now the third place hitter, Toby Gentry. So Toby has struck out. He has popped up to third. He takes a fastball up and in, and it's 0-1. 1 run in here in the bottom of the 5th. The regional Red Sox, red tops, white pants, trailing 6-1. And it's 2-0. Cleanup hitter and right fielder Mike Adams is on deck. And it's 3-0. So a pitch away from loading up the bases here. Boy, that would really help. Red Sox need a good 2 or 3, 4 runs here. Pitch. Strike called, and it's 3-1. I mean, you'd like to see at least 2 or 3 runs. You got to make a statement here from an offensive standpoint. So far, Chicago pitching has done quite well. And a line drive down the right field line. That's a fair ball, and that's going to clear the bases. Well, that's exactly what the doctor ordered. Here comes Gentry all the way around. He's going to hold up at second as the second run scores. A 2-run double cuts the lead in half. It's 6-3. Clutch hitting. So a 2-run double by Gentry, and now the cleanup hitter Mike Adams. Red Sox not done yet. 2 out, runner at second. 6-3 ball game, and the pitch is a strike. Now you got the heart of your lineup. You got your cleanup hitter up here. And I think if you're Jason Lamberton, you'd be happy if you can pick that just one more run up here. Here's the pitch. Good movement on that one. That one tailing away from the right-handed Adams. Nishineki did not get the call. The check of the runner and the pitch to the plate. And that one's going to catch the outside corner. Good job there. Beautiful pitch. That's the kind of pitch you want to get over on the first pitch of the count. So left-hander ready to deliver, and the runner goes, and there'll be no throw to third. And a good eye by Adams at home plate. So Toby is 90 feet away from scoring the 4th run of the inning. Here's the pitch, and it is high, and ball 4. Adams has walked twice in 3 tries. He'll head down to first base. 3 runs in here in the 5th inning. The lead has been cut to 6-3 as Tony walks around the mound trying to regroup. And he'll set his sights on Brad Martin, who is 0 for 1 with a walk. The Cubs in the blue uniforms lead at 6-3. We're in the bottom half of the 5th inning, and the pitch is grounded foul, third base side. Askew with the play down there at the hot corner. 0-1, the count on the right-handed hitting second baseman. Strike called, and it's quickly 0-2. No balls, 2 strikes. 2 out, 2 on. A 3-run Cubs lead. And a high chopper, and this is going to be trouble. Back of the mound. Fielded by the second baseman. Quick throwing to first, and it's not in time. And the run will score, and it's 6-4. The lead is cut to 2. Infield RBI hit for Brad Martin. So scoring is the Red Sox shortstop. Not Rick Burleson, but Toby Gentry. You got 2 on, and now the batter is Luther Bowen. And he chops one towards the shortstop. He'll get the big hop, take it to the bag, and the side is retired. But a very fruitful inning for the regional Red Sox. We head to the 6-4 in favor of the Chicago North Cubs. And we're coming to you from Goodyear Ballpark. Jeff Lowry on the play-by-play. Bill Abrams, the left fielder, will start things off. 3rd inning of work for Mr. Kotso, John Kotso. The crafty left-hander with the unorthodox delivery. Abrams has flied deep to left field. He has reached on an error and scored a run. And he hits this one hard towards the hole. On the bad hop, nice job by the third baseman on to first and out number 1 here in the 6th inning. Well, McMillan has moved from behind the dish and relinquishing his catching duties over to number 19, David Zane. 1 up and 1 down. Here's Steve Rivera. Top of the 6th inning. It is a 6-4 lead for the Cubs. Fouled straight back, and it's 0-1. Rivera hit a very deep fly ball to left field back into third and walked and scored in that 5-run 5th. Swing and a miss at, I don't know if that was just like a straight off speed or if that was a sinker. The way he swung over it, it almost looked like a sinking pitch. 0-2 on Rivera with McQuillan on deck. P.J. McQuillan on deck. Kotso takes his time, and now the hitter, as expected, asking the home plate umpire for timeout. He digs back in. The 0-2 pitch coming up. And it's a fastball high and away. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 8th place hitter in the lineup up there in Steve Rivera. We got the start in right field. And got on top of that one and fouled it straight back. Count holds on the 8th place hitter at 1-2. We mentioned the Cubs coming in 1-1 by way of record, with wins over the Dallas Reds, a team that the regional Red Sox lost to. I don't know where that pitch was. 2-2 yesterday. The Red Sox played only one game. That was that 8-7 loss to the Dallas Reds, who the Cubs beat 7-6. And then in the nightcap of their doubleheader action yesterday in day one of the tournament, the 35 Central Aluminum Bat League, the North Cubs lost 9-5 to the team that the Red Sox are going to play here after this game, the Puget Sound Gators, one of the favorites to win the national title at the 35-plus Central Division Aluminum Bat. Well, I'll tell you what, Mr. Rivera is really battling up there. He was down 0-2. The count now 3 balls and 2 strikes, fighting off tough pitches, and now the payoff, and that one is out of play. Well, we've seen some long at-bats here today. Boy, I'll tell you what, that looked awfully good from here. Awfully good. So a 1-out walk will send P.J. McQuillan to the plate. P.J. an RBI single. And he takes the letter-high fastball, but apparently above the letters, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. He's flied to right field. He has singled. He's primarily an opposite field hitter. You can just look at his body language. You can tell. I'd run it right in on his hands if I was this left-hander. And that's exactly what he did. 2-0, except he missed high and inside. John Cotso. When a hitter is up there and he's trying to hit it to the other way, you want to try to keep it in on his hands, because it's awfully tough to do an inside-out swing and really execute it well. And he went after a pitch he shouldn't have on 2-0, pops it up. Martin has it, and that is the 2nd out of the inning. Good job, and a good job by Kotzel. So with 2 out, here's Dennis Weiner batting for the 4th time. 2 singles, a steal, a run scored. He is flied to right. He's 2 for 3. 6-4 Cubs. They bat here in the top of the 6th. Fouls it straight back, and it's 0-1. I think more pitchers should be keeping that fastball elevated, even if it's shoulder level. I think that's a great pitch. You don't see a lot of pitchers purposely putting the ball up there. That is a tough pitch, not only to lay off as a hitter. And there's a lot of guys who love the high ones. But, I mean, unless you tomahawk it to some degree, that's what happens exactly right there. You pop it up, or it's a fly out. And if it's not a big windy day where the wind's blowing out, that's a very effective pitch. Well, he just blew that one by him. Strike 3, swing, and the inning is over. We're heading to the home half of the 6th inning from Goodyear Ballpark in the 2012 MSBL World Series. The Red Sox got to get that offense going. They trail by 2 from the winter home of the Cincinnati Reds and the Cleveland Indians. Bottom half of the 6th inning. Jeff Lowry back here at the ballpark. Glad you could join us. Here's the hard-hitting right-hander Dave Zane looking for his first hit. He takes the pitch outside, ball 1. It'll be Zane, DeZerba, and Askew. Chicago with a run in the 4th, 5 in the 5th. The Red Sox scored all 4 of their runs in the bottom half of the 5th inning as they bat here in the 6th. That's a strike called, and it's 1 ball and 1 strike on Zane. Dave Zane started the game at third base, now in there at catcher. He goes after that high stuff, pops it up, playable. And Ted makes the one-handed grab in foul territory, 1 down. Chad Zerba has grounded to third, and he got that 4-run 5th going with a smash double and came around to score on the RBI hit by McMillan. He takes a first pitch, and it's a called strike, and it's 0-1. Ready with the next offering, and he towers one into deep right field. This is not going to be playable. That ball's going to roll all the way to the warning track. And Chad DeZerba is in with a stand-up double. He has had back-to-back 2-base hits. So a long double for Chad. Brings up Phil Askew, who had a clutch walk. I know that doesn't sound right, but that was a big walk because that put him on first and second, and it really helped set up the inning. And he takes a strike on the first pitch, 0-1. Goodyear Ballpark, Goodyear, Arizona, on this October 30th, one of the final games and days of this MSBL World Series tournament. And here is DeZerba going on down to third after a wild pitch. Let's see if they can get this run in. Boy, that is a huge run. That would make it a 1-run affair. High fly ball. Shallow right. The second baseman drifting out. Backpedaling makes the catch. And there'll be no tag on the play. Well, fine play there by Weiner, who's had a big game. And now Lamberton having a discussion with the home plate umpire. Let's see what any changes that they're going to make. John Kotso batting again. I think I credited him with a walk. That first at bat was Jeff Morris. This is his second at bat. He was a strikeout victim in the 5th. He bats here in the 6th with 2 out and a runner at third. Red Sox trail by 2. Pitch. Good fastball. Well, Tony Nishanecki, very good velocity on that fastball. Took a little something off that, maybe just a straight change. So Kotso batting here in the 6th inning. He needs to get that runner in, and he fouls one off. I think that may have been off our home plate umpire. Check of the runner at third. Chad DeZerba with a 1-out double, moved to third on a wild pitch, and now the 2-strike count on Kotso, and he barely stays alive. Good job of hitting up there. And I know that got a piece of the umpire. I think that got a little bit of his hand. Let's see. Yep, the right hand. And the one thing they teach you in umpiring school, of course, you hope you do it every time, you got to protect those hands, and he's not doing it. He's got his hands on his thighs. Most catchers will put their throwing hand behind them. Let's see if Samano does that. Yeah, he's got his out there, and that's strike 3 called. So Kotso down on strikes, looking. Both times he has faced Tony, and at the end of 6 as they leave a big runner on base at third. We go to the 7th here at Goodyear Ballpark, and the Cubs and the Red Sox. It's 6-4 Chicago North Cubs on the APN Baseball Network. All right, top half of the 7th inning here. Tony Nishanecki, who had a 3-run double and is 1 for 3 today, takes ball 1. It'll be Tony Nishanecki Sabrerio, the shortstop, and Jimenez, the third baseman. The 2-3-4 hitters in the lineup for the Chicago North Cubs, who come in here with a 1-0 record. And it's 2 balls and no strikes. Beautiful ballpark here. That is fouled back and out of play. Count runs 2-1. Jeff Lowry with APN Sports. The 2012 MSBL World Series, the pitch. And it's 3 balls and 1 strike on the first batter coming up here in this top half of the 7th inning. Well, apparently one of those was a called strike, so now you're looking at 3-2. Pitch. Hammered. Deep. Right center field. Long run. The right fielder, and Adams could not make the play. And hopefully he's going to be all right as Tony goes in with his second straight 2-base hit. And Adams shaken up on that play and looked like he may have rolled that left wrist. That's one of the dangers of diving for a baseball when you're out there in the outfield. And I've seen it at the major league level where these guys roll their wrist. So here's Mark Sabrerio, the shortstop for the Cubs. Big insurance run out there at second as we play here in the top of the 7th inning. And a strike called to Mark, 0-1. I don't think he liked the call. He's 1 for 2. He had an RBI single back in that 5-run 5th inning for the Chicago North Cubs. He is grounded to short. He has walked. He has singled in a run in 3 tries. 1 for 2 overall. And here's the pitch. Hammered to center field. Lamberton coming on. He will make the catch. Quickly throw it back to the infield. Nice play out there by Jason Lamberton. And there's one down here in the inning, and the batter is George Jimenez, who has singled, sacrificed fly to right, which produced a run, and has drawn a walk. So a perfect day at the plate. 1 for 1. Been productive each and every time. Breaking ball in there, a strike. Cubs lead at 6-4 here. Kotso to the plate. Not a bad looking pitch there, just a little bit low. Runner at second. The courtesy runner is Weiner, and that's a strike. Dennis Weiner of the Cubs out there at second base. Got some speed out there. 35 and over Central Division play. Breaking ball outside. Kotso needs a strike. He needs a strikeout here. Being very cautious with Jimenez. This is the guy that can really hurt you in their lineup. And he grounds one to shortstop, and they thought about going to third. The throw to first is in time. So moving up 90 feet. Good job by Toby Gentry at shortstop for the Red Sox. Oscar Samano looking for his first hit. He has struck out the last 2 times he's been to the plate. Three strikeouts so far for Kotso. That one's going to be out of play. Two out, runner at third. Red Sox trying to keep this lead at 2 as the changeup missed high, 1-1. Slow worker. Gatso bringing it plateward. And he fouls it straight back, and Samano, and 0-2, popped up to the shortstop in the second. He struck out in the fourth and the fifth innings. He's 0 for 3. And the pitch. Ran the fastball in on the hands, and all he could do was foul it straight back. 1 ball, 2 strikes on the fifth place hitter in the Cubs lineup. Cubs lead at 6-4. We're in the bottom half, or the top half of the seventh inning. You got a runner at third and 2 out. And a breaking ball that didn't quite break, and it's 2 balls, 2 strikes. And another foul. So he will live to see another pitch with Ted Nishineki on deck. The 2-2 pitch from John Gatso. And another foul. Well, how many these kind of at bats have we seen from the Cubs here today? Fouling off pitch after pitch after pitch. A 2-strike offering is lifted in the air. Left field, Askew going back, and his first step was in, and that might have cost him. It's up against the fence, and a run will score. Second double of the inning produces a run, and it's a 3-run lead for Chicago North as they lead it by a score of 7-4. Well, here's Ted batting. Swinging and missing. He didn't get cheated on that one. Ted Nishineki, a double and a run scored in the fifth. He's 1 for 3. Both Nishineki brothers have bounced into a double play, and both have hit for at least one double. Both have scored a run, and both have pitched today. Foul ball, 0-2. 7-4 Cubs as they bat in the top of the seventh inning. And he hammers one left center. It's slicing away from Lamerton. That's going to be his second double. Everything his brother does, he has to do. That'll produce a run. It's a 2-run inning, and it's 8-4. The lead has been doubled. Wow. So Ted and Tony have 4 doubles, 2 apiece. And now the batter is Bill Abrams. And this one eludes the catcher, and that will allow Ted to move up 90 feet to third base. Abrams is hitting a deep fly to left. He has reached on an errand, scored, and grounded to third. Popped him up on the infield, and the first baseman has it, and the side is retired. But 2 runs come across. As we head to the home half of the seventh inning, it is now Chicago North 8, the Regional Red Sox 4. So that was the inning that the Red Sox really needed another goose egg, and yet they give up a couple of runs. And let's hear Take Me Out to the Ball Game. That was an outstanding rendition of our national anthem as we go to the bottom of the seventh inning. We'd like to thank the Lady Regional Red Sox for that great rendition. As the Red Sox send the top of their lineup to the plate, Nate McMillan. McMillan's been busy. He's had a pair of singles. He's had an RBI. He has stolen a base. He's drawn a walk. Another inning of work for Tony Nishineki, who is in relief of brother Ted. And this is his 4th inning of work. He stands to win this ball game as McMillan bounces one foul, third base side. 2 strikes on the leadoff hitter. 2 for 2 with a walk, a perfect day at the plate. Strike 3 called. He got him on a pitch that looked like it was a little bit in. So that is 4 punch-outs for Tony Nishineki, and the batter is Lamerton. And he comes right after Jason with a strike. Jason has walked, reached on a fielder's choice, and struck out. 8-4 in favor of the Chicago North Cubs. Another foul back into your living room, and it's 0-2. The left-hander looks in for the sign. He rocks and deals, and the pitch is in the dirt, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So Jason Lamerton would love to nothing more than to get something going here against this tough left-hander. His team trailing 8-4. We're in the bottom of the 7th inning. And here's the pitch. And he struck him out on a big curveball. That is 5 strikeouts for Tony, and there's 2 down, and now lefty-lefty against the shortstop Toby Gentry, and he takes a strike. Gentry an RBI double and a run scored in the 5th. He is 1 for 3. And the count evens as that pitch missed the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike. Popped him up. And this should be playable on the infield. Who wants it? It's the third baseman. He'll make the one-handed catch. 3 up and 3 down. 5 in a row set down by Tony, and 7 of his last 8. We're heading to the 8th. 8-4 Chicago on the APN Baseball Network. Our website is apnvideo.com if you'd like more information about our services. Popped him up out of play, straight back as we go to the 8th inning here, and the Cubs with an 8-4 lead over the Red Sox in the red. Steve Rivera, the 8th hitter. He'll be followed by 9th-place hitter P.J. McQuillan. And then top of the order, here's a long drive to left, and unable to make the play as the left fielder Askew. Lost it in the sun, and heading to second is Rivera. That'll be a double. And you say, well, Jeff, why didn't you give him an error? Well, one, I'm not the official scorer. Secondly, I don't think Askew touched the ball. So if he doesn't touch it, even though a ball he should have had, they'll rule out a double every time, though John Kotso probably doesn't appreciate it. And here's a bunt that goes all the way to the third baseman, and he will throw him out on a sensational play. Great job by McMillan. I like the way Nate McMillan, I like the game he brings to the field. Well, I guess, you know what? I'm not giving him a now I'm the official scorekeeper. He gets no sacrifice. That was not a sacrifice. So even though he moved the runner up. And here's a chopper up along the first base line, putting Dennis Weiner behind 0-1. Singled his first 2 times up, but has flied to right and struck out. He bounces one to a drawn-in infield. The shortstop, Gentry. Nice job. Looked back the runner and had plenty of time to throw out the leadoff hitter for the Cubs, 2 down. Runner stays put at third, and here's Tony Nishineki, who has doubled his last 2 times up. He's 2 for 4, 2 doubles, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. And he launches one in the air, deep right field, but there is the right fielder, who is now Chad DeZerba, and the inning is over. We're heading to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Red Sox need to get it going on offense. They trail 8-4 on APN Sports in the 2012 MSBL World Series. All right, Adams coming to the plate. Let's see if the Red Sox can rally here in the bottom half of this inning. First pitch, letter high fastball, and it's in there for a strike. Adams has grounded to short and walked his last 2 times up. APN Sports and our exclusive video coverage of the MSBL World Series. 0-2 after a good pitch, paints the inside corner in it. No balls, 2 strikes. Another inning for Tony Nishineki, and the 0-2 pitch. And Adams fought it off. Good job up there at the plate. That was a tough pitch that ate him up. 1-2, the count on the right fielder. And he launches one down the right field line, but that's out of play. See if he can get it going here. You got Adams, Martin, and Bowen, the first 3 scheduled hitters for the regional Red Sox. And that one just low, and it's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Tony Nishanecki has done a really good job since coming in, and boy, he just froze Mike Adams, caught looking. That is the 6th strikeout for Tony since he came in the 4th inning. As he enters inning number 5 of work, and he stands to win this game unless the Red Sox can make a comeback. Now Martin fouling one straight back. 0-1 is the count. Taken low, 1 ball, 1 strike, ready with the next pitch. 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike. Brad Martin at the plate, second baseman. He's grounded out, reached on a walk, singled in a run, and now finds himself ahead in the count. 3 balls, 1 strike against Tony Nishanecki. He winds, kicks, and deals. And a line smash past the shortstop into left field. His second straight hit, and Brad Martin is 2 for 3 with a walk. And standing at first base, hoping this is the start of something big as Luther Bowen comes up. Luther with a single in the 2nd inning. He is hit into a fielder's choice and grounded to shortstop. Bottom half of the 8th inning. And the pitch is low, and it's 1 ball, no strikes. Chopper to the left side. Fielded there by the third baseman. He'll go second one, throw it on to first. An inning-ending double play to retire the side. After 8 innings of play from Goodyear Baseball Park, the Chicago North Cubs owning a 4-run lead. Well, we've got something going on far beyond the right field wall here at Goodyear Ballpark. Looks like a fire. Hopefully that's nothing too major. It looks like the tail end of the Goodyear Airport here. Well, the first batter is going to get plunked here, and that's Mark Sabrario. And so a leadoff hit batsman will send George Jimenez, who made a nice play in starting that 5-4-3 double play to get the Chicago North Cubs out of the 8th inning. So top of the 9th inning here as the Chicago North Cubbies come to the plate, and they got a runner at first and nobody out, and George Jimenez, who has singled, sac flied, walked, and grounded out. Overall, Kotso has done an outstanding job as this one is popped up, and Kotso will call and make the easy one-handed grab. That is the first out of this 9th inning. And here is Oscar Samano, the catcher, swinging and fouling one straight back. It's 0-1. Kotso again to the plate. Stays high. Runner's going to take off. Easy stolen base. No throw. We've had 3 of those here today. So the Cubs have a runner in scoring position with a chance to go up by 5. And a foul straight back, 1-2. Ted Nishanecki on deck. There's Lamberton patiently waiting for some action out there in center field. I'm a center fielder by trait, and it gets kind of boring out there sometimes. And that one popped up. Is this playable? Catcher can't find it. 2 strikes on the hitter. Kotso delivers, and that one jammed him. I can remember, you stand out there, boy, that ball was rifled into the dugout, and fortunately nobody got hurt. So again, another 2-strike pitch coming up to the catcher of the Cubs. You sit out there in the outfield just begging for somebody to hit the ball to you. Tailing fastball. So Zamano up there hoping to push across that runner at second. Man, I'm telling you, I haven't seen a team battle like this, being able to battle foul ball after foul ball, but they're going to retire Samano here on a pop-up to the second baseman, and there's 2 down in the inning, and the batter is Ted Nishanecki. Ted doubled in the 5th, came around to score, doubled in a run in the 7th. He is 2 for 4. He's also bounced into a double play. Left-hander versus left-hander. Inside. A look at John Kotso. Young, tall left-hander. And a fly ball out of play. Coming to you from Goodyear Ballpark. This is the 35 age group plus, 35 plus age group Central Division. And that ball hit him. That's the second batter that Kotso has hit here in the inning. That puts him on first and second for Bill Abrams, the left fielder, and he takes a strike all the way. 0-1 the count. Breaking ball is popped up and out of play, and it's quickly 0-2 on the Chicago North Cubs left fielder. Did not offer at that pitch. 1-2. On deck, Steve Rivera. Runners at first and second with 2 out. No one in here in the top of the 9th. Cubs could use another insurance run. And the fastball, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ready with the next offering. And he got jammed and popped it up to the left side of the infield where McMillan makes the play, and the inning is over. We go to the bottom half of the 9th inning. The top of the inning is over, I should say. We go to the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Chicagoans lead it 8-4. It'll be Dave Zane, Chad DeZerba, and Phil Askew. Bottom of the 9th inning. We are beyond the 3-hour time limit, by the way. We're about 7 or 8 minutes beyond. Ted Nishanecki started the game for the Chicago North Cubs. He pitched the first 3 innings. Did not give up a run. And then Tony came on. He gave up the 4 runs in the 5th, but outside of that, he has been lights out. You look at the on-deck hitter, Chad DeZerba. And a chopper to the shortstop, making the play, throwing on to first in time, and now they're going to say he pulled his foot. That's going to be an error on the shortstop. And here is Chad DeZerba, who has doubled his last 2 times up. He's 2 for 3 with a run scored, 2 doubles. And he hits this one hard past the first baseman and into right field, and here come the Red Sox on the comeback trail. The batter is Phil Askew, the left fielder. Strike called, it's 0-1. One and one. So Chad DeZerba's base hit, now 3 for 4 in the game, and the 9th hit make it now 10 as the runner comes around third. He will try to score. The throw is cut off, and the Red Sox are within 3 with nobody out and 2 on. RBI hit for Phil Askew. And now Jeff Morris re-enters the game. He'll hit for Kotso. So he represents the tying run as the score now is 8-5 Chicago here in the bottom of the 9th inning, but the Red Sox have the tying run at the plate. Popped up out of play. 6th inning of work for Tony Nishanecki. 2 strikes on Morris. Swing and a miss, a huge strikeout, and down he goes. That is the first out of the bottom of the 9th inning. We go back to the top of the lineup. Here's Nate McMillan. Nate's done a great job. How many runs did he save behind home plate? Keeping the ball in front of him on potential wild pitches with runners at second or third. He's also had 2 singles. He's got an RBI, a run scored, a walk to his credit. I think he also made a nice play down there at third base. So he is up there with first and second occupied, 1 out. His team batting here in the bottom of the 9th, trailing by 3, and he grounds one right side. Their only play will be to second. They do not have any chance to turn the double play. So a fielder's choice, out number 2. And Askew went down kind of awkwardly at second base and looked like he may have turned that right ankle. Hopefully he's going to be all right. Well, it all comes down to Jason Lamberton. Lamberton has walked, reached on a fielder's choice. 2 other outs. He's 0 for 3. And an easy steal there for McMillan. So they're at second and third. Let's see if Lamberton can come up with a clutch 2-out hit here in the bottom of the 9th inning. His team trails by 3, and he represents a tying run. And unfortunately for Jason, that ball got a piece of his bat. May have hit the heel or the knob of the bat. And now 2 strikes on him. And he lines one into right center field, a base hit, and 2 runs are going to score, and it's a 1-run ball game. What a clutch hit for Jason Lamberton. And he is aboard at first base. He is the tying run, a 2-run hit. Now it is Toby Gentry. 2 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning, and the Red Sox trail by 1 at 8-7. Strike called. Good pitch. So Tony Nishineki trying to close this game out, and that is a called strike in which Toby thought was ball 4. So 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Lamberton takes his lead at first in a 1-run game, and that one is outside, ball 4, and they will be at first and second. The winning run is on base. And now Mike Adams, now remember, he turned that left wrist on a diving play, and he's coming out hacking. He looked pretty strong there, and it's 0-1. Bottom of the 9th inning, the pressure is on. Nishineki delivers, and it's outside. 1 ball and 1 strike. Tying run at second, go-ahead run at first, strike called, and the throw down to second, they picked him up, and the ball game is over. What an unbelievable way to finish the ball game, and it's all over from Goodyear. The Cubs go to 2-1. The winning pitcher is Tony Nishineki. The losing pitcher is going to be starter for the Red Sox, Jeff Morris. Our special thanks to Jason Lamberton for setting up today's game. This has been a presentation of APN Sports. Jeff Lowry from Goodyear Ballpark, thanking you for joining us. So long, everybody.